You may want to appreciate that within the context of the African Union, or within the context of the African continent as a whole, the issue of return, readmission, and reintegration is provided for in the Migration Policy Framework for Africa. And in this, the Migration Policy Framework for Africa recognizes the need for effective and sustainable return, readmission, and reintegration. I like it when they emphasize the aspect of sustainable. Why we can have a return, readmission, and reintegration, but if it's not sustainable, then we are not doing anything. This is why I appreciate the project that is undertaken jointly by ECA and AUC, and particularly this leg that is being championed by ECA in advancing a sustainable model of ensuring that we reintegrate our migrant women who are coming back from particularly the GCC country and other regions. This workshop and assessment report that we are here to validate is meant to provide, like my colleague just said, scientific evidence into policy making and into programming that will make sure that our migrant women who are returning are well integrated into the communities. You and I will know the challenges that are associated with this particular aspect. At one time, probably, as we'll be going through the presentations and the experiences, we will not. Some of them, as they are coming, one would rather tell you to say, you know what, you ran away from the country. Why should they be treated so well and uniquely than those who have been in the country? These are some of the challenges. But we'll see how best we will collectively approach these and make sure that they are not just socially integrated, but also economically integrated. Within the African Union Commission, we are finalizing continental guidelines on return, admission, and reintegration, and also tools for providing support. And hence, this particular workshop is so handy as it also feeds into this. And this particular document that I'm talking about, the Continental Guidelines on Triple R, is going to be subjected, like also my colleague has said, to the upcoming decision-making board of ministers, which is the STC, which is the Specialized Technical Committee on Migration, Refugees, and IDPs. And hence, this document will assist policymakers, some of who are here. I've met some from Foreign Affairs, as they create an environment and policies that are promotive of the Triple R. I want to urge us all to utilize this platform, to listen, to contribute, and to share experiences for the empowerment of women returnees so that we reduce their vulnerability. I think that's one of the things, and it is it will sound so unfair that someone is just coming back from different experiences out there and comes home to another difficult and probably nasty experience again. Why don't we create that environment that they may feel at home, that they will be reintegrated once again? You and I will know one of the mottos within both the AU and the UN system of leaving no one behind, an inclusive approach. And in this, the African Union regards even the diaspora as key members of the African continent. And even as they return, they are among us, they are some of us, they are one of us. And so let's embrace them. And so as we are gathered here, let's ensure that we contribute to making their lives worthwhile and easy. Let me conclude by saying that the Africa Migration Report, which is the second edition that we collectively produce after every 2 years with the International Organization for Migration. The theme for this particular publication this year was linking policy, practice, and the way of African migrant. This is how the welfare of African migrants is important. And so as we gather here, may we be challenged to really consider inferring into policies the practices. So policies, that's why we have got government ministries invited. Practices, that's why we have got CSOs who are working in this space to contribute and to share. And of course, the welfare of the African migrant. That's why we have got the conveners, ECA and AUC here to talk about that particular aspect. And so let's try to bring in the link among those three facets of policy, practice, and welfare of migrants to make sure that we reduce their vulnerability. I thank you.